Tom, Con, Cassie, and Christina, I love y'all to death. This is for Corbett Dean. Understanding is the new apartheid. Here's why. Fear, intimidation, and control sounds like whoop, whoop, click, clunk, sir, because you put your hands on the steering wheel. And that's when images of my friend Tone at 18 start to float onto my memory banks. I can still see him slumped sloppily in the alleyway, pummeled into fetal position, submission by wooden batons of a mistaken identity, and it makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. And I start to wonder just how many times have I smelt the hint of minty freshness on the serpent's breath as his split tongue coiled inside of his mouth, ready to lash out, wrap around my eardrums and ask him shit like, son, do you know why I'm pulling you over? I asked him if he wanted the short answer or the long one. He, of course, chose the wrong one, so I had to give it to him. Had to give it to him the way they always give it to me, with a straight face and no Vaseline. So I told him, you're pulling me over because there was a corrupt system set in place used to manipulate and control the underclass through fear and intimidation, a system that you are an agent for. Now, whether or not you know your role remains to be seen, so the more important question here is, do you know why you're pulling me over? I couldn't help but laugh as I was being dragged from the vehicle, forced to his hood, watching his badge gleam in the moonlight as his handcuffs gleam in the moonlight. My eyes gleam in the moonlight. The handcuffs seem to be too tight, but I won't make a complaint about it. I refuse to admit that my fingertips are probably turning the same shade as the moon, going pale, becoming numb as all the blood and melanin rushes away from them, but I won't make a complaint about it. I refuse to admit it, so I'd rather use that strength to form two fists behind my back so I can keep that smug-ass look on my face at the thought of the inevitable destination. Right above my head, ready to punch holes into this glass ceiling so that I can look the overlords directly in the eye and smile. Because a smile in the face of adversity is the equivalent of a yellow rose bush blossoming in the shadows of a project tenement building. It's just a beautiful display of defiance. And I've been looking for more beautiful ways to defy since my friend Outsy was slaughtered by police officers. I can still see him with his chubby fingertips stretched out wide as his palms smacked the front of the pavement. It looked like a reverse crucifixion. And I know the cops' original mission was to protect and serve, and they did. They served him escargot, 3 shells on the ground, 3 slugs in his back, and then they protected their pension plans without even mentioning the fact that these motherfuckers had committed a mistake that made me want to hate. But I refuse. Because hate only begets hate, and I don't have to slide down that slippery slope as long as I know that not every cop is an officer, nightstick in the groin waiting to happen. Because I know somewhere out there is an officer I'm trying to do the right thing waiting to happen. Somewhere there is another officer, Corbett Dean, waiting to happen. And those officers who ride with compassion in their squad cars will be like saliva in the eyes of those who would dare to ride with conviction and contempt on their sidearms, and they prove to me once and for all that these bigots are in the minority. And understanding is the new apartheid. So we must understand division, the importance of it. Separate good cop from bad cop, and join us in the fight to bring justice to our murderers.